You've done it. After days of tracking, hours of waiting, one wrong move away from death, the mammoth falls. For a single heartbeat, it feels like you've beaten the ice age itself. Then nothing. No cheers. No movement. No one even breathes louder. Because this is where it turns. The fight isn't over. It's just started counting down. The body in front of you is massive, unmovable, more meat than you can carry, more than you can protect. And already, it's slipping away. The blood is spreading through the frozen air, fast, too fast. Miles out, wolves stop, they turn, they've caught it. Above you, dark shapes begin to circle, waiting, watching, and then you feel something worse. You're not alone. Somewhere out there, other humans know, and they're coming. Now it's not about the hunt, it's about time. How long before the first predator arrives? How long before something stronger takes it? How long before everything you risked is gone? Because if this disappears, your people don't eat, and if they don't eat, they don't survive. So every second matters. Who stays, who leaves, who risks everything to guard it. One mistake, and it's over. Because killing the mammoth was never the real challenge. The real challenge began the moment it fell. And what happened next changed the future of our species forever. The first decision wasn't how to cut the mammoth. It was whether to stay, walk away, and you leave behind enough food to keep your people alive for weeks. Stay. And you risk losing something far more dangerous. Time. Because the animal in front of you is impossible to move. A massive wall of flesh, too heavy to drag, too valuable to abandon. So where it fell is where everything happens. This becomes your shelter, your butcher ground, your battleground. And the moment you start cutting, you're trapped. You can't just take a piece and leave. You have to choose fast what gets cut first, what gets carried, what gets left behind, because not all of it will last. The soft parts will rot first. The fat, your most precious energy, won't survive long either, and the light is already fading. Cold will slow the decay, but not enough. Not for this much meat, so every cut becomes a decision, not of skill, but of survival. Take the wrong part first, and everything you fought for starts slipping away, piece by piece, until the hunt means nothing. And your people go hungry. But the mammoth isn't your only problem anymore. Because while you're deciding what to save, something else has already made its decision to come for you. At first, it's just one bird. A raven lands nearby, silent, watching. Then another, then more, until the sky above you is no longer empty. They don't make a sound. They don't need to, because you already understand what they mean. Something has found you, and it won't be long before others do too. The hunters don't wait to confirm it. They've seen this before. Birds first, then everything else. The work speeds up. Blades cut deeper, faster, hands move without hesitation. The thick hide is peeled back with effort. Slow, exhausting, brutal. Others move to the bones, cracking them open, searching for marrow. Thick, rich, vital. The kind of food that keeps you alive when the world turns against you. Not everyone stays with the meat. A few climb higher ground, watching, listening, waiting. Because now, this isn't just about taking from the mammoth. It's about defending it. Every second matters. Every pair of eyes matters. Every mistake gets noticed. But no matter how well they move, how perfectly they work together, one truth is already closing in. The mammoth is too big, too much, too heavy. They can't take it all. They never could. So now the question isn't how to win. It's what they're willing to lose. And what they leave behind might decide who survives the winter. By the end of the first day, the mammoth is gone. Not completely, but no longer an animal. Now, it's decisions. Piles of meat, sheets of heavy hide, bones stacked like something permanent, tusks that could outlast everyone standing here. Everything matters, but nothing can be taken at once. So the thinking changes, not, what do we want? But, what do we take first, before it's too late? Because leaving food behind isn't failure. It's survival. The richest fat is taken early, carefully, quickly. Because without it, the cold doesn't just hurt, it kills. The meat can wait. The fat can't. The hides come next. Thick, heavy, hard to handle, but worth it. They mean warmth, shelter, something between you and the night. Even the bones aren't left untouched. They're dragged, broken, saved, because long after the meat is gone, these will still matter. This isn't just a kill anymore. It's a future, carried piece by piece, trip by trip, across frozen ground that punishes every step. Each load slows you down. Each journey makes you weaker. And the further you move from the carcass, the safer the food becomes, but you don't. You can't run. You can't fight the same way. And every group that leaves means fewer people left to defend what remains. The mammoth is disappearing, cut by cut, carried away into the distance. But the danger around it is only getting closer, because somewhere, beyond what you can see, something has been watching, waiting, and it knows you won't be able to take it all. Then came the final challenge. Not the wolves, not the cold, not even the mammoth. Each other. At first, it was just movement on the horizon, shapes, slow, deliberate, watching. Not animals, people. No one spoke. Hands tightened around spears. Because strangers out here didn't mean curiosity. They meant risk. You don't know if they're starving. You don't know if they've hunted for days and failed. You don't know if they see your mammoth as yours or theirs. A fight would settle it. Quick, brutal, final. But even the winner could lose everything. One deep cut, one broken arm. Out here, that was enough. So they waited, watching, measuring. Not strength, but intent. And then something changed. Not a charge, not a shout, a pause, a weapon lowered, just slightly. It wasn't weakness, it was a question. The answer came slowly. Another spear dipped, then another. Distance remained. But the danger shifted, because sometimes survival didn't come from driving others away, but from letting them step closer. More hands meant faster work. More eyes meant earlier warning. More people meant the difference between waste and survival. So, the mammoth became more than food. It became a meeting place, not of enemies, but of possibility. And in that fragile space between fear and trust, something new began, because the real victory wasn't the hunt. It was what came after, the moment humans chose not just to survive alone, but to survive together. That choice didn't just feed them for a few days. It changed them. It taught them to think beyond the moment, to see strangers as something more than threats, to build, not just take. Long before cities, before kingdoms, before history had a name, there were moments like this, quiet, uncertain, dangerous, where everything could have fallen apart, but didn't. And maybe that's the real story of the mammoth. Not the size of the animal, but the size of the decision it forced. Because in the end, the mammoth didn't just test their strength, it shaped the kind of humans they would become.